For a practitioner who's been in the industry for the longest time, exponential learning is something that they already have, right? And we're trying to provide them with a mechanism to translate that into the classroom. But it's not as simple as just taking your learning and you can design a course and go ahead with it. Designing a course is an art and a science, right? Perhaps they know the science. The art is what we can bring to the table and create a blend of that art and science, which can help a practitioner understand how to design a course, what kind of tools can be used in teaching. You have case studies, you have lectures, you have simulations, you have class presentations, you have class participation. There are various tools that you use. How do you blend all of that together to create a fantastic learning impact on the students is something that they get to learn. And the last one, of course, which is super important and again makes us extremely unique, is how we are using technology, more specifically artificial intelligence, to augment the entire life cycle of teaching, starting from course design to delivery to assessment to even writing cases, right? You could use an LLM to create a teaching case in less than half an hour and deliver that to great impact. These are some of the things that truly sets the ECP program apart. And the core reason for that is the unique blend of academicians and practitioners that we have at the IIFR. What can practitioners learn from academicians? What can academicians learn from practitioners? For example, what can practitioners learn from academicians? Number one is pattern recognition. Understanding that, hey, there is something underlying which recurs again and again, which is conventionally what we call, let's say, a certain theory, that if X happens in Y conditions, Z is the outcome. That's the simplest elucidation of a theory. And that's something that actually comes from the academic world. And a practitioner, instead of reacting differently to every situation, if they can start understanding pattern recognition and therefore conceptualizing theory to solve problems, it would enormously help them. The other part that a practitioner can actually learn from the academician is a sense of reflection, in being able to look back, understand things from first principles, understand what the core root cause drivers are, because that's at the heart of research, isn't it? Getting to the very root of the problem and trying to understand why something is happening. The practitioner would enormously benefit by that sheer ability to reflect on what happened and keep asking probing questions. Why, to get to the root of why something happened. So enormous value that practitioners can gain from academicians. And quite often, I've seen a lot of practitioners being dismissive of academics, saying, hey, that's just too theoretical. I believe that has to change, that must change. Being theoretical is not meant to be disparaging at all. It is actually a value-adding asset that can make the practitioner a lot more impactful in their job. So that's one side of the house. The other side of the house, in terms of how practice and practice-led thinking can help the academician, one of course is on action orientation. My thesis advisor told me very politely one fine day that the best dissertation is one that is done, right? Things have to get completed, and therefore that entire orientation on action and taking things to a closure, in being rapid in execution, in being quick in decision making, these are fundamental tenets that can make any academician a lot more impactful in what they do. And a lot of that thinking actually comes from the world of practice, along with the fact that often a practitioner makes decisions under incomplete, ambiguous situations. And if academicians can start feeling more comfortable with that ambiguity, which is but necessary in today's world where AI is pretty much changing everything that we know about ourselves, they would be a lot more effective. So both sides, there is enormous opportunity for synergy and osmosis.